Hi everyone, it's Margaret. I'm back with another Pansy Patch card. This card is a happy birthday card, and if you ordered one of my June card kits, you received the materials to make this card in that kit, as well as 3 other cards, which I'll also be doing videos on. I've already done one video, so that one is up on YouTube. And so this is the next one. The first card was the Little Things You Do card. Let me just pull that over in case you missed that. So this was the first card, and that was in the kit as well. So for this one, we're doing the Happy Birthday card. And on the inside, we've also added a sentiment. All of this comes from the Pansy Patch bundle, and we're also using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. So let's get started. And if you wish to recreate these cards, I'll be posting in the comments on the video the dimensions of the materials that we're using, so you don't have to worry about writing those down. Plus, I'll be adding them to my blog, creativestampinwithmargaret.com, in the next week or two. So let's get started. So in the kit, you will have a piece of the Evening Evergreen cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. That's your card base. You will also have a piece of the Designer Series paper, Pansy Petals DSP, and that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. You'll have that same size of basic white cardstock, and that's for the interior of the card. And then we have a strip of, 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4 inch of the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper, and that will be just to add that strip on the interior of the card for a little bit extra. Then we have another piece of the Designer Series paper. This is the green striped piece that we've cut using the I think it was the Color Contours dies. I was looking to see if I had them to the side, but I don't. I will put those on the in the list, but I've cut a piece of that, as well as I've cut a piece of the basic white with the Scalloped, and this is from the Simply the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and it fits perfect inside that Contours dies. In addition, there's the flower buds, and this one was cut with polished pink, and then this was just a scrap. I had scrap pieces of the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper, and I just thought that would give it a different little look. And obviously you could use any paper that you wanted, or just randomly stamp and cut it for a different design. And then I've cut the stem for the flower bud out of the Evening Evergreen. So this is going to go together quite quickly, so we'll fold our cardstock in half to make our card base. Let me grab this bone folder. It does help give a nice crease in our cardstock. Then we will use our stamping seal to apply the panel of Designer Series paper to the front of this Evening Evergreen cardstock. I just love this color green. I'm going to be doing Christmas in July starting next week, so you'll be seeing this cardstock used on some of the projects. So be sure to check my website as well as Facebook page, and here on YouTube I'll be posting some videos of projects. Then next I want to use the Evening Evergreen ink pad and the Happy Birthday, and we're going to stamp that on the lower portion of the basic white panel. Let me shut this real quick. And then I found the best way to adhere the pieces on these small buds is to use the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue and just layer those. That fits perfectly over that, and then we'll add that stem to that as well. Hold it for a second there while that sets up. And then I just take and add a few little very light dots. You could also use the fine tip glue if you wanted, or when you're cutting this out, if you're doing this yourself at home, you could use an adhesive sheet to cut that. Then we'll just place this as such. And then we will take a mini glue dot. Before I do that though, I'm going to adhere this panel to our card front, and then we will add the basic white panel with the flower bud using dimensionals so that we have a little bit of height on that project. I did not put enough glue on the tip of my bud, so I'm going to just slip a glue dot underneath. And then we're going to use our dimensionals. It stuck to my finger. It came off, the paper came off as I was lifting it off of the page. How many times have you had that happen? And I find these backings to these dimensionals all over my house. So there, we'll place that, center that onto our card. And then next, we're going to take one of the bumblebee trinkets. I think these are just so cute. So I have used them on a variety of cards, not just with this bundle, but with others as well. And then we'll just place him there. So there's the front of our card. To do the interior, it's very simple. We'll just add this panel to the left side, leaving about 1/4 of an inch of the basic white showing. And then we're going to add the sentiment, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. I thought that went well with the happy birthday greeting. Obviously, you could add any greeting you want or leave it blank and just write your own wishes on the inside of the card. But I'm also using that Evening Evergreen stamp pad, and I like to use the grid lines to help line this up. So we'll hold that, let that transfer that ink well. I just love this font. I think that Stampin' Up! Has done a great job on adding a variety of fonts to the different stamps, and having a combination of different fonts adds a lot of interest to the sentiments. So I'm adding some more of the Stampin' Seal. Since we live in the South and have a lot of humidity, I like to add a little bit excessive amounts. I want to ensure that my card stays together. So there is our Happy Birthday Pansy Patch card. Thanks for joining me, and hope you have fun recreating this card yourself.